Hello everyone, it's Nate Krauser here for GamingDenizenUK. Today is my side of the argument, as it were. I've seen a lot of people hating on the Zelda franchise, The Legend of Zelda. Some because they don't like the way it looked, some because they don't like the way it played. Others are just trying to get their 2 cents worth. And yeah, it's understandable that people ain't going to like some things. But I played it a hell of a lot. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Zelda 2, every single one of them, and I could not stop loving them. Zelda 2 had a bit of a hitch, but I pulled it back. So here's why I think Zelda's an amazing series. Well, yeah, amazing. Not flawless, before anyone says it. God's alive, it is not flawless. It is not perfect. Like every other game, it has issues now. It will have issues in the future. With the remakes, remasters, redesigns, throwbacks, throw-togethers, entirely new games, there will be issues. Look at Call of Duty, issues. Battlefield, issues. Metal Gear Solid, issues. World of Warcraft, issues. League of Legends, issues. Dota, issues. Team Fortress, issues. Everything has issues in its own way. Now on to my argument. Well, I say my argument. My points. The way I see it is, I grew up playing all the Zeldas. I started at Ocarina of Time, and I just locked on. I mean, the game was easy to learn, easy to grasp the controls of. Even with the weird Wavebird style controllers, it was so simple to grasp. And obviously as a 5, 6, 7-year-old, you're going to want something like that. Things like Load Runner, things like Ocarina of Time, even Mario 64. Yeah, it was a bit of a different storyline system, but still easy to grasp initially. But as you progress further into the game, yeah, you learn a few complicated things, like the boomerang bombs. Throw a bomb down, boomerang, bam. Amazing. The item pulls, you could learn long distance yard breaks. You could learn what you could and couldn't pull with the hook shot and long shot. Then it came to how you'd earn the items, how you'd progress in the game. It was a reward system. For every task you completed and for every action you completed, you would be rewarded. As a child, you'd get Ruto's gem, the Goron's gem, and you'd get Sarai's gem. And as a kid, you're going to be sitting there going, holy hell, I just did that myself and earned these rewards. Maybe I should play it. Maybe I should go into a different game, see what it's like. Then you get the Master Sword, and that is where it drops in. You've got the different medallions: fire, water, forest, sand, darkness. Then you've got the Emblem of Light, but that's a bit... because you literally just walk into the temple after doing the forest temple, but whatever. But yeah, temples. As a kid, you had 3 basic ones, then you had all the extra ones for the different sub-quest items, like the masks, Happy Mask Salesman, and that was another entire quest line on its own. At that time, you would have gone, holy hell, I could be playing this for years. Then there is, of course, back to the temples, Skulltulas. Yeah, it may seem a bit long-winded trying to get them all to get the big wallets and the rumble pack boosts, but each and every action had a reward. You could sit there and go, I've just collected 50 golden Skulltulas. What do I get from it? With some other games, you just get a little sticky you can put somewhere. Pokemon. Well, even then you didn't get a sticky, you had to buy a load of extra hardware, but whatever. With Zelda, you'd start out with simple things in-game. From the 50 rupee wallet up to the 99, up to the 200, and the 500 rupee wallet. Jesus, that kept you going for days as well, trying to refill that. But then you started to see things like rumble compatibility. And my God, did that bring a whole new feel to it. You could walk around and the vibro function on the controller would set off when there was a hole near. Chuck a bomb down, ta-da, more secrets for you to complete and discover more toys with. Then again, you've got bosses. Each one has its own strengths and weaknesses. You're not going to be able to walk into every single boss room and just hock at it with a sword, or whack at it with a Deku stick, stun it with a Deku nut. No. Every single one had its strong points and weak points. Then you had the asshole that is Ganondorf. All throughout the game, he would bitch at you, basically. And when you finally get to the end where you get to fight him, amazing feeling. When you finally hit him that last time and he drops, and then the castle starts to come down. You get the hell out of there. Now this bit, spoilers alert, majorly. So if you haven't played past this point, where you get to the final fight with Ganondorf, bye-bye. When you defeat Ganondorf, you finally get out of that castle. You finally start walking away. Then BAM! Your sword is knocked from your hand. It flies away. Flames rise up. And there is that douchebag, Ganondorf, re-embodied as Ganon. A pig-nosed, tusk-bearing son of a bitch who can drop 4 hearts with a single slash. Oh my God, was that battle intense and fun at the same time. Again, you couldn't just wail on him with a sword, because your sword's gone, even if you got the bigger on the sword. Which was from a side quest. A complete chain of quests. Even then, it still took a hell of a long time to beat him, because it scaled depending on which weapon you were bearing. So, worked with you. But you could bring that sword out. You could roll through his legs, avoid his swords, maybe do a backflip as he's running towards you, or swinging towards you. Get through those legs, whack the tail, or hit it with a bow even, or even with the long shot. It'd come down and you'd start wailing on it. And what happens? The fire comes down. So you're thinking, do I go for the head, or do I go for the sword? You eventually decide to go for the sword. You go for it, you grab it, you come back, he's back up. You do that 2 or 3 more times, and bam, there's an entirely new aerial to it. Because she starts wailing on him with the light beam, you've got to keep hacking and slashing away. Holy shit, was that long. But then you'd finally get that ending cutscene. You'd see that happiness and tale from the entirety of Hyrule. And you'd be able to sit there and go, I did that, me, I did that. And then there are other games in the series. Majora's Mask. So much to do. So many different ways to do it. You had all the masks, then you had the fairies, then you had the heart pieces, then you had the bottles, then you had the arrows, then you had the fierce deity, and then you had Majora's Mask. Everybody who watches the cutscenes go, oh my God, Skull Kid, he's so evil. He's a bad guy. No! Wrong. You, I'm looking at you. You, right there. He wasn't the bad guy. He was a lonely little kid sat in a field. You do what you gotta do to survive. Sometimes you'll fuck up and you bear the consequences. But at the end of that game, you learn from your mistakes. And if you fuck up, well, you're gonna have to start over. Yeah, you get a little bit of a checkpoint system, but not as much as the other games. But Then there are obviously the weak points. Annoying time-based quests. Couples Mask is the most primary one. Oh my god, so many attempts. If you miss out one single step of that along the way, even if it's right near the end, right before you get to that final hideout sequence, you gotta start over. Your work is undone up to that point. You will sit there hating yourself for hours. But then you do it, you'd complete it, you'd get all 3 masks from that sequence, and you would be so happy. But good outweigh the bad at that point. I'll let you decide on that. For me, yeah, they did. I bloody loved it. Because at an early age, when you're getting a sense of responsibility from a video game, you're getting things going into there. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Dumbed down is basically whatever you do, something's going to happen. But yeah, Zelda game series, Zelda franchise, Zelda storyline, my baby. I love it. Hate on it all you want, unless you've played every single one in the series, you don't really have a right to say much about the franchise as a whole. You may be able to pick a few plot points or plot holes in 1 or 2 games, but then the positives from the rest of the series drop down and fill it in. It's like a game of Tetris. You fuck up there, everything's going to drop down and cover it. You fuck up down there, everything's going to drop down and cover it. Eventually, all those mistakes are just going to go poof. So, that's my opinion. You may feel differently, but that is down entirely to the individual. So, I implore you to buy a copy of Zelda, any of the Zelda franchise, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, Link's Awakening. If you want a bit more of an updated version of that, Link's Awakening DX. Just play through it. Don't bitch out and just play 5 minutes of it. Play the entire game. Yeah, it'll get hard. Yeah, it'll get to points where you just go, what the fuck is going on here? But walk around, talk to people. Look in your inventory. Go to places you've already been with the new items you've got. Retrace your steps and just, in some games, go right back to where you started. But play through it. You'll find bits of it you love. You'll find bits of it you hate. Everybody does. But that's just the way games work. I'll leave you to formulate your own opinions on that. Anyways, I've kept you for 13 minutes. I've been Nate Krauser for GamingDenizenUK. Thanks for watching.